What's up, everybody? It's your boy Big Papa JT, and I'm back to you guys with another video. Before I begin, make sure to like the video and subscribe. I upload NFL videos and college football videos daily, so make sure to subscribe so you never miss a video. And let's get into it. So I'm going to be previewing the Senior Bowl. I'm going to be doing all positions. Starting with today's video, the quarterback position. Now, as everybody knows, this is probably one of the worst draft classes that we have seen for quarterbacks since, I want to say, 2013, when EJ Manuel was the first quarterback taken. So this quarterback class isn't really that impressive, but thank God we have Dwayne Haskins and Kyler Murray to kind of make it look better. And we have a few wild cards in here. So let's get into it. We're starting with the North team. And also, before I begin, the Senior Bowl game is played yearly. It's when all the best seniors going into this year's NFL draft plays. They play Saturday at 2:30 on NFL Network. So make sure to go check that game out. And here are the North quarterbacks. So we have Drew Lock, who is 6'4", 225 pounds, from the University of Missouri. He probably has the best arm in this draft, in my opinion, maybe behind Tyree, who is on the South team, but he probably has the best arm in this class, but he has accuracy concerns, and he didn't really look that impressive again in playing for Missouri this year, and that's why his draft stock went down, because a lot of experts and a lot of draft analysts had him as the best quarterback going into this year, and then he underperformed in a lot of games, so his draft stock went down a lot. Still feel he'll probably be a second round pick. Maybe he'll sneak into the first round. I don't know. Next, we have Trace McSorley, who is 6 feet, 203 pounds, from the University of Penn State. He has a whole bunch of Johnny Manziel comparisons. He had a pretty good career at Penn State, but he's most likely, this game is very, very important for him. He has a 6th round to an undrafted draft stock on him, so he really needs to have a great game and a good showing and able to improve that draft stock. Number 15, Ryan Finley, senior out of NC State. He's 6'4", 212. I compare him to Alex Smith. He's a good game manager. Doesn't have a great arm, but he has pretty solid accuracy. He's very good at managing the game. He's a good leader. He's tall. He's 6'4". He's not that much of an athlete, to be honest. I don't even think he's that much of an athlete at all. When we see his combine performance in the next few months, he's probably going to have one of the worst 40 times out of all the quarterbacks, but he's a good game manager. He's Alex Smith, but less athletic. And the last quarterback for the North is Daniel Jones, who has risen, who basically came out of nowhere this season. He's 6'5", 220 pounds, played for the University of Duke, came out of nowhere. I could see him being drafted in the first round. If not, and definitely he'll be the first quarterback taken off the board in the second round, but I have him as my number 3 quarterback. Very underrated, and he came out of nowhere. He's one of my favorite quarterback prospects in this draft. So now we have the North out of the way. Now it's time to get into the quarterbacks for the South. Number 3, we have Tyree, 6'7", 245 pounds, out of the University of Buffalo. And a lot of people didn't really know who Tyree is. His name started getting brought up midway through the college football season. This is going to be the first glance that people are going to get a chance to see Tyree play on a national stage. This guy is super huge. He's 6'7", 245 pounds. He is a freakish athlete. He has Cam Newton comparisons. He has a rocket launcher for an arm. But in this game, I really want to see how his accuracy is going to look. Now, without his top target, Anthony Johnson, for the majority of the season, his accuracy and his completion percentage went down. But when Anthony Johnson came back, his completion percentage was over 60%. So I want to see how accurate he's going to be. And this guy is going to draw a lot of attention. I mean, there's no way that a 6'7", 245-pound quarterback is going to go undrafted. This guy is going to get some recognition. And I wouldn't be surprised if he snuck into the first round. I mean, we saw what Josh Allen was. I mean, Josh Allen went in the top 10 strictly because of his size, and his arm. So if Josh Allen can get drafted in the top 10, this guy definitely can get drafted in the first round. He had way better stats than what Josh Allen put up last year when he was in college. And number 7, we have Will Grier, who is probably the best quarterback out of all these quarterbacks on this team. Well, on the South roster, he's 6'2", 223 pounds, at the University of West Virginia. Another quarterback who, like Drew Lock, had high expectations going into this season and was very, very inconsistent. He had some good performances and he had some terrible performances, like against Kansas when he turned the ball over 5 times, I believe. So he's going to have a good showing. I don't really know. He could be a first rounder or a second rounder. Don't really know for sure. Number 8, we have Jarrett Stidham. He's 6'3", 215 pounds, out of the University of Auburn. He had high expectations going into this year, and he completely folded. He was terrible. He was not good at all. And I think a large reason for that was because his Auburn team wasn't really good at all. They didn't really have no running game. And Jarrett Stidham got exposed in a lot of those games because of the poor offensive line play for the University of Auburn. So he really needs to come out here. He's another one like Tracy McSorley who is going to have a good game, because right now he has a 6th round to undrafted draft stock right now. So he needs to improve that. And lastly, we have Gardner Minshew, the guy with the stash that took the college football world by storm, that played for Washington State. He's 6'2", 220 pounds, and this guy is sneaky athletic. He can make plays, and he has a very, very good arm, good accuracy. But I wanted to see how good he's going to be going through his reads, because we already know in the Mike Leach system that every quarterback that plays in that system gets inflated numbers, and everybody that comes out that system has a hard time going through reads, because with the air raid offense, you're basically looking at your first wide receiver, your first read, and you're going there. Maybe sometimes you go to the second read, but never ever, rarely do you see the quarterbacks in this system go through 3-4 reads. And quarterbacks out this system struggle with progressions. But Gardner Minshew, I think he's probably the best quarterback that Washington State has had sometimes. He's way better than Luke Falk. Luke Falk was very, very limited. But I think Gardner Minshew is going to get some attention. I think he's going to have a pretty good game. And I think he's probably going to have the best performance out of all these quarterbacks. And I think he's really going to turn some heads. Right now, he has a 5th round draft grade on him. But with a good performance here before the combine, I think he could rise up and be a 3rd rounder. So let me know who you guys are most excited for seeing in the Senior Bowl game. Make sure to like the video and subscribe.